thank you for choosing to spend the next hour with us here at the International Lash Expo. I hope everyone has had a great time and you got a lot of information to help propel your business. Our class is called Lift, Laminate, and Level Up Your Business with Lash Lifts. Our main focus is going to be on lash lifts today, and brow laminations. That's a tongue twister, I don't know why I came up. Who are we? So, my name is Carmela Martinez, and this is my best friend and lifelong friend, oops, sorry, Anna Abraham. We are the proud owners of a company called Lash Pro, which we created in 2022. We are a lash supply company as well as an authorized Elevana distributor. Does everybody know who Elevana is?
I do.
Oh, great. But that's not where our journey began. Our journey began in 2013 when we opened up our first lash salon in New Jersey. And in the span of just several years, we were able to open up 4, which are currently open and operating. And yep, we made it through COVID. That was very difficult. So who here is a sole proprietor? You're in business by yourself. Okay. Who owns a lash salon with employees? Who works for a lash salon? My manager. Anyone here a multi-unit lash salon owner? Okay. But everybody does eyelash extensions? Okay, wonderful. So if you go way back when, in 2013, the landscape of the eyelash extension industry is significantly different from what it is today. Back then in 2013, when you looked at the lash menu, your basic lash menu, we had the classics, the 2D, which we like to call light volume, some complementary services like waxing, tinting, and then when the mega volume lashes became popular, we add those services on. So what we understood very early on is we knew that we had to compile as much data as we could about our consumer behavior, also known as CB. This helps you understand when to make pivots, when to make changes, and when to add on new services. So this is very important regardless if you are a sole proprietor, a multi-unit lash salon. So for us, we segmented our information into tiers to understand who our demographic is, right? Anyone is new in the lash world? Like 1 year, 2 years? Okay, 5 years? More than 7? Oh, okay. More than 10? Okay, so this is gonna be different for everyone because obviously demographics are different, locations are different. This is what we saw in our salons. So tier 1, the unicorns. You see she has lashes. I tried. So the booking pattern was they're about every week or bi-weekly. They have been with us for 10 plus years, so that's why they're unicorns. They're committed to Lash. Then we go into our marketing strategy, and then we make sure that we have a really great referral reward system, does everybody have a referral system? Yeah, super important. So these clients are gold standard. We keep them close and continuously nurtured. So that's tier 1. Tier 2, these are our loyal beauties, our core crew. They book every 2 to 3 weeks. They have been with us for maybe 1 to 2 years, sometimes up to 5 years. They have, high loyalty level. They constantly rebook. This is what makes up most of our client base. So tier 3 are the seasonal bloomers. It's exactly what it sounds like. They come in at least, 2 seasons. We tend to see summer because no one wants to deal with mascara or makeup during the summer. And holiday seasons because of holidays, so the winter season. Then tier 4, the lash daters. They come in for a full set because they want to try it out. They might book a 1-week fill, maybe 2-week, and then they just disappear. Not because they didn't like their service, that's just their behavior. So tier 5 are the occasionals, the guests that just have a special event, a wedding, a graduation. They come in for just one full set, and then that's it. And then maybe if they have another special event, they'll come in again. As much as we try, maybe they'll book a refill, maybe not. So those are our 5 tiers from 2013 to 2017. So what we started to see in 2017, we started to hear about a service called Lash lifts. We started to hear about it from our client base and from our employees. So we did our due diligence. We tested a bunch of different companies. Luckily, we landed with Alabama, and we added the service. Year 1, it was about 5% of our book services. By year 2, it climbed and doubled to 10%, which is a pretty good growth. But like I said before, understanding your consumer behavior, we started to see this happen. Eyelash extension fatigue. Does this ever happen to you? Yeah. So you get the clients for whatever reason, whether it be financial constraints or their time, they just don't have time to allocate for eyelash extensions, they become fatigued with eyelash extensions. So before we added the lash lift service, they would just disappear. And hopefully with strong marketing, they might come back, they may never come back. But what we started to see is that they did come back when we had options. So this spawned 2 new categories in our client segmentation, or client categories. The lash lifters, they just get lash lifts. This is an actual client. See her before and after. They continue to get lash lifts all throughout the year, but they only want lash lifts. Maybe sometimes they'll flirt and come back and get eyelash extensions, but they're tried and true lash lifters. Then what we were seeing too is that some of the clients who had become fatigued with eyelash extensions became the hybrid. We started to see that they would no longer get extensions, but wanted a service to still take care of their lashes. So they started to get lash lifts. And they teeter between both, which is great. Because in the long run, what happens is that they're still patronizing their business, which is super important, right? Does anybody know what this is? Cost of goods. Okay. This is very important. So whether you are working on your own, if you have a salon, if you have aspirations to become a multi-unit salon owner, you really should know your financials. What does it cost to conduct a service? Because that also makes you decide on whether or not you should add a service to your menu. So cost of goods. Everybody got that? Okay. So what I'm going to share with you is information that was shared to us by Alabama to show you what it really costs to add the lash lift service to your business. do lash lifts already? Okay. I can't, I was
No,
trying to figure out.
Okay.
You can come and take a picture of it, but I'm gonna go over it really briefly. What we also noticed is that when we added the lash lift service to our business, our stylists love doing it because it gives them a little bit of a break. Because when you're doing eyelash extensions, it's like every minute counts. You gotta hit all of those lashes. But when you're doing a lash lift, you need time to process. And that time can be anywhere between 5 to 10 minutes. What are you doing? Getting a cup of coffee, looking at your phone, you're doing whatever you, but it gives you a little bit of a reprieve. So that's why our stylists love lash lifts. And it also enables you to, what we like to tell them is to pad your schedule. We wanna make sure that you're offering complimentary services if you're in the eyelash extension industry that will help you address and target all demographics. So if you're just offering lash lifts, the one shot, for our market, we're in the New Jersey area, in the tri-state area, it's a little expensive. It can range anywhere between $80 to $110, but your margin is 91%. That's your return on your investment. It only costs maybe $8.94 per service, and that's pretty significant for a service that can be anywhere between 30 minutes to an hour. Today, we're going to demonstrate the express lash lift, which is about 30 minutes. So if you're charging 90 bucks for a half hour and it's only costing you $8.94, that's a significant return on your investment. Now, if you're doing a brow lamination, it's gonna cost you $7.20. Does anybody do brow lams? Okay. And you'll know that, and you'll start to see, like, brow laminations is actually just starting to gain popularity.
I have a question. You can use the same lash lift solution on the brows?
So there is a specific product that Elabana had created that was gentle enough for your lashes and for your brows. It's called Profusion. And you can use,
Is that the one that's been being used with the Korean lash lift?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's another trending service.
Yeah.
And so you can create your menu in many different ways. You can do your express lash lift, which is like 30 minutes. That uses the product one shot because you need a formulation that will be a lot quicker. Perfusion takes a little bit longer because it can be utilized for brows and lashes. And Anna is an Elabana certified trainer, so she's gonna answer all of those questions when she's conducting her service or her demonstration. Now, you can also even add tinting. So the first, so if you are having on your menu a lash lift service for $110, right? You can add on tinting for an additional $20, $25, and it only costs 23 cents to add on tinting. That's a huge markup. That's almost 99%. That's pretty significant.
What is the average, charge for lash lift?
So we do get this question a lot. You have to look at your area. Where are you from?
I'm from Tampa.
So from Tampa. I would do a quick market comparison. You can enter in ChatGPT and see what everybody charges and then kind of do an average and go in the middle if you're just starting. And then as you have more tenure, charge more.
Yeah. Thank you.
So if you're doing tinting, I mean, you really should do tinting if it's legal in your state. That's a significant amount of money.
There's some states where tinting is illegal?
Yes.
Which ones? What?
Yeah, right? New Jersey?
What?
New Jersey.
Some tough.
But
Why?
Yeah, we are trying to fight it. It's a specific thing. There's a lot of rules and regulations. We were working closely with the board and we're really pushing it. There are a lot of salons that do tinting illegally, but we're trying to change it because it's like archaic rules.
Yeah.
If you're not familiar with the Board of Cosmetology in your state, familiarize yourself with their rules It's different in every single state. Florida, we're in Florida, right? It's
Yeah.
super lenient. Like, for example, like if you're doing a tattoo license, it's $99. That's it. In New Jersey, you need to spend $10,000, take certification and classes. It's very hard. So that's what I'm saying. I can't tell you your average price. You have to look at your market. And that's just basically anywhere. Like California, you're looking at probably upwards of like 120. Especially if you have like, you know, the work, your proof that you are a good lash lifter, because not every lash lifter is created equal. Sometimes people just learn through YouTube, and it's just like, no, you need to learn from a professional, like an Elabana trainer. Yeah.
For your clients that are going through like fatigue, as you mentioned, do you lash extension fatigue? Do you reach out to them and say, hey, you know, I noticed that you haven't been here for your extension. I'm doing lash lifts now.
Yeah.
It's an alternative.
100%. Like, we're very big on customer communication. You know, we run 4 lash salons with our database is pretty huge, and that's why we wanted to share that with you. And even if you are just by yourself, you need to, from day one, compile your data. Even before you're starting, you need to think to yourself, who is your target audience, and who do you want to service, right? But if we see that there is a client who's been with us consistently, we look at our information on a weekly basis, if not daily, and we see that they want to take a break, we will reach out. And typically we reach out via manager or an owner, because they like to hear someone, you know, and we're like, hey, what's going on?
Mhm.
Sometimes it's like, well, I feel like my lashes are breaking. You know, that whole, you start going down that rabbit hole. And that's where client education comes to play. And you can give them alternatives. And what happens is, like, they'll stop getting eyelash extensions, but they want to get some kind of service for their lashes, so they'll get a lash lift. And then they'll realize, like, in the hierarchy of services in the eyelash extension world, eyelash extensions is up here. Lash lifts are nice, but it's really natural. So they start to miss it. And so they'll come back. And you're like, I think I want my eyelashes. So they'll teeter between both, but they're still patronizing your business. And that's really what the end game is.
And you can never over-communicate.
No, never. Because they'll forget. You know, it's like marketing. 7 times you gotta tell them repeatedly, like, okay, don't pull your lashes. Like, you've been getting lashes for 10 years, but you're still pulling because it's a nervous habit. But yeah, you gotta constantly communicate via, I mean, I like calling people. I'm from that world, but everybody likes to text. So that's basically it. I mean, if you wanted to take a look, if you do laminations, they're as a combination service, which is super popular. Why not? If you're gonna spend an hour and a half on someone's bed, get brow laminations at Lash Lifts. $200, that's an hour and a half. And then if it's gonna cost you less than $20 for your goods, that's a huge profit. Now, obviously, if you are a salon owner and you have employees, you're gonna wanna incorporate the cost of how much you're paying your employee. Okay. So that's my part. If you have any other questions. Now we're going to be showing the demonstration. It's going to be conducted by Anna, on our manager, Stephanie. She's amazing lashes, so she's like the perfect candidate for a lash lift. This is going to be the quick lash service, which can be done in about 30 minutes. My suggestion is you bombard Anna with as many questions as you have, because she is Elabana certified and she knows our product line in and out.
I have a question. So you do brow lamination and lash lift at the same time?
You can, yes. So I would do the lash lift first, or lash lamination, and while that's processing, then you can do the brow lamination.
And then
during
the
that time.
same product, which is the quick one, the 30-minute lash lift, that can also be a 30-minute.
No.
No.
So the one shot is it's a much stronger solution. So it's TGA. So I want you ladies to also know your product. So the one shot is TGA based, meaning that it is much stronger versus the Profusion, which is cysteamine. So cysteamine based products can be used for lash lifts and for brow lamination, and it's just more gentle, but then the processing time is a little bit longer.